This is a television station back east somewhere, okay? And that's another thing I want to talk about. See how long it's taking this page to load? That's simply because these people just cannot stop. When they're building these I'm getting so many calls about my computer slow. I'm going to show you how to tell the difference. When you open this page, it takes forever and a day to load, or even your computer locks up. It's because there's so much information on this page. They built this page on a 100 megabyte internet connection. If you're trying to use CenturyLink and look at this, you're running at 4. If you're trying to use even Charter, where you're running at 30, it's still, I was running at 24 this morning, and a website that had a video on it was locking up my site every time I loaded it. So once the page caches into your browser, the next time you open it should be faster. But it's just this. And you're on Oregon Fastnet, before you panic, call George. And tell George, I ran a speed test this morning, I'm running at 2.1, I can't live with that. Come out here and see what you can do. And sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't. And this ain't one of the great places in the world to do anything. So you go to my computer lessons, and right at the top one is speed test, and you run it.
I'm only getting 6 or 7 with Oregon Fast.
Okay, and
that's good.
Yeah. Somewhere in here, down here, there's a little trigger, a little piece of code in here. This is code. There's a little piece of code in there that says when the mouse reaches this point, start the video. But that's what a website really looks like.
Somebody has to sit there and write all that.
No, not anymore.
Really?
Yeah, nowadays it has to look like this or the computer can't read it. But this is, when I do this, is what's called a WYSIWYG. WYSIWYG is what you see is what you get. So I have a WYSIWYG editor, and I tell it to put that button there. And it does, and it puts that button there. But if I really want to know what that button looks like, I got to go look at the source. And you could change the source code in a lot of things. Like a lot of times, I can't do it so much with this software, but I could with my old software. If something wasn't quite the way I wanted it to be, I'd have to go in and actually change the code. And the better you get at it, there's some people who just build a whole website writing code. But I wouldn't want to do that. That's mind-boggling. But this WYSIWYG, I take this picture off my computer, put it up here, and tell it to go right there on that website, and this is okay, but it writes that code in behind it all by itself. Set it down on my bench, had one underneath it that I was planning to put Windows 7 on to sell to the airport. So I was real busy, I worked on a laptop, working on something else, and I got real busy. And I thought, well, I better just start this one I'm going to sell at the airport so I can get my money. So I grabbed Windows 7, I turned around to the computer and I plugged it in and reformatted the hard drive on the brand new one. And deleted all the partitions. So now I got 2 reloads to do because I got to reload the one I just screwed up. And it wasn't backed up or anything. Luckily, the guy didn't have a lot of stuff. Thank God for that. He doesn't store stuff on his computer, he just does email. But I mean, that's old age. So I want to caution you against that, about that too. Some of the stuff that I tried to teach in that one class, I feel that most of us in the room are just too damn old to learn. The guy asked me that one time in the club, he said, how long would it take me to learn to play guitar like you? And I looked at him and I said, you don't have enough time. I wouldn't either. That I hate to tell you to do this, but you just have to. Where they want to know your phone number, give it to them, because it won't work. If you forget that password, it's the only way for us to get it back. And all they do is they you can't get back in because you need a new password. And you type it in there, and it says, would you like us to text you or call you? And you go, if you know how to text, tell it to text. If not, and tell it to call you. And then your cell phone or your home phone rings, and you pick it up, and it goes 11212. And you type in 11212, and you're back in your email, and you can fix your password.
Why wouldn't you want to get it in an email from them?
What?
Why wouldn't you want
Some won't do it. And besides that, here's what happens with that. If Brenda was here, she'd jump on you. What happens with that is they don't remember how to get into the email they gave them. Don't remember what email they gave them. So it says email me, and you got three choices: call me or email me. And you go, what did I give them? Oh, that was that old MSN account. I haven't used it in years. How would I get back into it? Oh, geez, I haven't thought about that. That was that old. Here's what I run into all the time. That was that old Oregon Fastnet email. Or I used to have 10 email addresses at Oregon Fastnet with a high-speed account. They gave me 10. I had 4 or 5 emails. They got a letter from telling me I could only have 2. So I cut it down, and you couldn't blame them. They were having so much trouble with it. But so then I narrowed it down to 2, Jep at OregonFast.net and something else. And I've given this stupid email the email of an address that don't even exist anymore. So, but your phone number is probably going to stay pretty constant. And all they're going to do with that phone number is use it to call you and give you that code. So, what are you going to do? This is the 21st century.
Phone numbers aren't private anyway.
No.
No, that's for sure.
You can look them up on the internet.
If they were, how'd Homo Poo tried to sell you the condo and well, that's not going to help you. They don't want
Yeah. The fake Windows people.
Yeah,
the
fake Windows people. One of the reasons why when you call us, we always have to call you back. Because Brenda makes everything go to voicemail and then checks them 4 or 5 times a day.
I've noticed lately that many businesses are using Facebook.
Oh.
What's your objection mostly to Facebook? It's becoming so terribly popular throughout the world.
I just hate it because people are putting information up there that they shouldn't be. They're getting, kids are just the worst. I showed you guys the other class. My daughter's Facebook page, now she's 30, almost 40 years old.
You should have grandkids and see what they put.
I know, but my daughter's Facebook page is if I needed a Facebook page to show you what not to do, I'd show you my daughter's. She's got her address on the Facebook page, and then she tells you if she's gone. I'm downtown having pizza. Right. I mean, my God, Shannon. You know, so that's my major objection to it. My second major objection to it is there's nothing I can do about it. It's gone wildfire. And now it's turned into this giant advertising mogul, giant advertising, and the kids are tired of it because so they're gone to something else. And there's about 8 or 9 of them now. And as soon as you get on Facebook, your granddaughter goes somewhere else. Because she don't want you to see what she's posting on Facebook. So they keep coming up with these new ones all the time. The thing that blew up that I never saw coming was Twitter. And the world's running off of Twitter.
Right.
And
even the politicians.
Yeah, I don't get it. Because I do a Twitter for the Elks website. I've got the wrong address on it for one thing, or I'd have twice as many followers because I set it up wrong. And I don't care because I don't care. But the whole world's running off of Twitter. I mean, there's riots starting because of Twitter. And all this Islamic terrorism and stuff is all running through Twitter. And I never saw that coming. I don't get it. I'm too old. I never thought I would have bet money that no one would ever fill out an Excel spreadsheet on their telephone.
Yeah.
But they're sitting in offices all over this country right now this afternoon, behind their desk doing this. and they're filling out Excel spreadsheets. They're doing corporate work on a phone.
No, now they got watches.
Yeah, it's
Now
coming.
the watches.
New Apple Watch is coming.
Dick Tracy.
So they sold.